Hello, everybody. Welcome back to In the Pit with Jeff from a cloudy day in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Says cloudy periods most of the day, 70 chance of participation. Participation. Um, haven't posted anything lately. Thought I'd show you what we've got up to on my dad's old 80-inch Brian Taylor Hawker Hurricane. So I'll show you here. Here's a box of the formers, wing down, hold down, everything just all junk that we had torn out. Um, Last time we'd gutted all the interior. So what I did was I scraped some of the old glue in places, quicksand, um, made up a new former there. Just glued up. Oops, sorry, that was my big dumb fingers. Some 3/8 balsa sheet. I didn't have enough wide enough one, so I just glued two up. While that was drying, I made some new hardwood blocks. Back former here, new former here. Got the steerable. Move these out of the way. Steerable tiller arm for the rudder, and I believe it. I don't know if you guys can see in there. Vico, which it's an old control line arm. So, anyways, what I did was I took just a little piece of square block, cyanoed it to the side of the fuselage, and a piece underneath on both, and did it on both. Let's see if I can turn it over here. Both sides. All I wanted that was to, and then I mixed up the epoxy. I marked everything. I pulled the bracket forward as much as I could, put tension on the rudder cables, marked it on the side of the fuselage, and then I glued some stock on there, just cyanoed some stock on there, just so that it would lock. When I pulled this forward and put tension on it, the bracket or support couldn't slide back into the fuselage again. And then I mixed up some epoxy, glued that down, weighed it down with a big old battery, let it dry, and then I just threw some triangle stock on top, put some piece of plywood, the sheer plywood there for the block, hold down block, some triangle stock in the corner, new former in there. Had to get that former put in before I did all the steer and linkage for the cable, because then I wouldn't have been able to fish it through the hole again. So we got that all done. Made up a new servo tray. It's just some poplar. It's just sitting in there right now. Let's see if I can get her out of here for you. So it's just notched out like that and across. When I get the servos, depending on the size of servos I get, if they'll fit right across here, or just plywood, make a plywood tray, screw the servos to the plywood tray, screw the servo tray to this. But we made that structure. All right, then come over here, and on my list I noted that the tail wheel, though it has up and down, that's okay, but it had side to side. So we did some surgery last night. Removed the fake inspection cover there. cut into the, there's the fabric and stuffed cloth. Some more, sorry about that, some more pieces of the side. I thought this was sheet construction. I didn't realize it was he had glued all the, it was all stringers on the outside. I know it's open construction. You can see the whole fuselage is constructed like that, and then outside formers to give you the shape. And then I didn't realize it was all wood stringers. So it's basically the same way as I did my McTaggart Hurricane. So anyways, we cut that all out. I don't know if you guys can see in there. Let me get my light up in there. But there's the tail wheel bracket, and she's broke off inside there. So we'll get the Gorilla Glue and a thin metal ruler, get some Gorilla Glue shoved up in there, pull that up into there, and then what I think I might do is, oh, another shit show video from in the pit, is we'll put blocking in there and on this side, and then we'll make a frame construction back in here, repair all this plate, cover it, and we'll make that removable. And then when I was, I guess I shouldn't have taken the light away. I also had noted when I was doing my inspection that we had play. I don't know if I can get you guys in there. I don't know if I can zoom this or not. Anyways, there's play in the linkage here. And what it is the push rod, actually, instead of being in a hole, it's sliding up and down. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry about that. It slides up and down in a slot. And I don't know if my dad had done that intentionally so it wouldn't bind. Maybe he needed to get the movement he wanted. But we're going to leave it because the clevis is a big metal clevis and a bolt through it. So we're just going to leave it, because then I'd never get at it. I'd have to open up the other side, and I don't want to do that and then weaken the tail area. So we'll get that sorted out. I'm going to pause here for a minute while I flip this over. Hang on. Ox 10